attentie, dames en heren. Wilt u uw telefoon uitzetten? En meneer Mandela heeft gevraagd om niet te flitsen tijdens zijn aanwezigheid in de kerk. Dank u wel.
Mr. President, Madame Marshal, Your Majesty, Your Royal Highnesses, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to you all here in the Pieterskerk in the center of the old city of Leiden. Hartelijk welkom bij deze plechtige en ook feestelijke academische zitting. Vanwege de vele buitenlandse gasten in deze kerk en de grote belangstelling in het buitenland voor deze plechtigheid, hebben wij in overleg met zijn excellentie de ambassadeur van Zuid-Afrika besloten om de ceremonie in de Engelse taal te voeren. On this glorious day, here in the Pieterskerk in Leiden, the solemn and festive academic session will take place in which His Excellency, the President of South Africa, Mr. Nelson Mandela, will accept the doctorate honoris causa of our university. The doctorate board of the Universiteit Leiden, acting upon the proposal from the rector magnificus and having heard the university board, has decided to award an honorary doctorate to His Excellency Mr. Nelson Mandela, President of South Africa, because of his exceptional achievements. The doctorate board has appointed me, the rector magnificus of Universiteit Leiden, to serve as the promoter of the new doctor honoris causa. I am empowered to bestow this distinction upon you, Mr. Mandela, in accordance with the rule of custom. And with great pleasure I accept the task with which the doctorate board has charged me. The doctorate honoris causa grants the young doctor all the rights attached to it by law and custom within the academic community. Therefore, it is usual to grant the degree only to those who deserve it because of their scholarly achievements. Article 49C of our university's doctorate rules foresees one exception: the conferral of the degree upon those that have upheld in an exceptional manner the motto of our university, Praesidium Libertatis, defender of freedom. The meaning of this motto can be grasped only when it is placed in its historical context. In 1575, when our country was fighting for its independence in a war that had then already been raging for 7 years, William the Silent, Prince of Orange, granted the town of Leiden the right to found a university. at the outset of a war that was to last for 80 years, he had the vision that true freedom is in the first place a freedom of the mind, which cannot be conquered by means of arms or armies. This is not to say that the use of force and violence can be completely avoided. The Dutch did not win their independence through non-violent action. Yet, the true defender of freedom is not violence, it is knowledge, understanding, reason. Our university's mission is not simply to add to science or scholarship, but to promote freedom through reason. Therefore, it is proper to recognize the merit of those that have exemplified this ideal throughout their lifetime. You, President Mandela, have set such an example by changing almost single-handedly the destiny of an entire nation. In a situation in which violence would have destroyed the country, you gave the example of patience, resilience, faith, tolerance, wisdom, and most of all, the principle of reason. In your life, several stages can be distinguished. First, there's the stage of the student activist and of the activist lawyer. Then comes the stage of the freedom fighter, initially in a peaceful, non-violent manner, then also, of course, through action. Next is the stage of the politician, representing the interests of the ANC movement. And now you are the statesman, raised above the party turmoil and the politics of your time, aiming to solve effectively the great problems which your country then faced and still faces. Your war was above all a war of ideas, responsibility against despondency, vision against pettiness, ideals against self-interest. Your strategy was resolution. Your shield was trust. Your sword was enlightenment. If history has proved one thing, it is that a war of ideas is the fiercest battle of all. It can destroy people and elevate them. It can turn people into beasts, but also into the best that humankind has to offer. It can produce slavery and freedom. It is our university's mission to generate the ideas that lead to freedom. In these times, there are but few ideas that could be better sources of inspiration for us than those that have guided you from your first protests till today. We honor you for keeping these ideas alive under the most adverse of conditions for more than 60 years. We honor you as a true defender of freedom. Quoniam vir excellentissimus Nelson Mandela, Republicae Africae Meridianae Praeses, Concilii Publici Prudens Moderator, Turbarum Civilium Sepultor, reconciliationis et concordiae strenuus stimulator, per totam vitam libertatis omniumque equalitatis propugnator, tamquam novus et verus pater patriae singularem in modum. Praesidium libertatis, ut esset sibi numquam non ante oculos proposuerit. Hoc nobis persuasum habemus, statuimus et decrevimus, eundem vere et proprie dignum esse, qui a nobis doctor honoris causa creator, predecitor, renunciator. Salve doctor et vale. Doctor honoris causa Mandela, I perform a pleasant duty in congratulating you on behalf of the entire community of the Universiteit Leiden on your new title. The doctorate honoris causa is a personal award to President Mandela. But our university also wishes to honor the people of South Africa for its support of such a wise president. Our tribute to the people of South Africa should have a lasting value and should help to promote the ties between South Africa and the Netherlands. Therefore, the board of our university has decided to institute a scholarship fund that will each year allow one postgraduate student to spend a year in our university. A postgraduate student from South Africa. We hope that the President will permit us to call this fund the Mandela Scholarship Fund. The university will donate the initial sum that will help 5 students to spend a year in Leiden. And it is hoped that admirers of President Mandela in the Netherlands, which includes you all, will help to increase the fund even more. The fund will be administered jointly by His Excellency the Ambassador of South Africa and the Rector of Leiden University.
Thank you. Your Majesty, Your Royal Highnesses, Your Highnesses, Prime Minister, Rector Magnificus, distinguished guests and friends, it is indeed a very special honor to receive an honorary doctorate from this old and famous university. But I'm also aware that such an award brings a responsibility as well as honor. For the rest of my life, I will treasure with humility the memory of being associated with the great learned people from whom this was their intellectual home. And indeed, it has not even been expected of me to present the written proof of my competence. But then, I do know that it is no personal achievement that you are recognizing, but the achievement of a people who remained faithful to the ideals of just law and reconciliation, even when the law was subverted to injustice and division was imposed on our nation. It is a tribute to all those who emerged from underground, from prison, from exile, and from the shattered towns and villages of our country, resolute in their determination to build a future of justice and the rule of law on the smoking ruins of hatred and racial doctrine. In the honor you bestow on us, and in our receiving it, is the expression of an affinity between the courageous struggle of my people and the ideals of your great historian, Heisinger, who never ceased to insist that the responsibility of every sensible person and that of the university must be to care for the whole society, to care for the well-being of the people, to enrich our minds, and to constantly renew our spirit. Rector Magnificus, South Africans will, in the coming years, have to solve problems that you have faced before us. We have to build many new houses and schools, extend healthcare still further, deal with crime and corruption. These challenges are even greater than those we have already overcome, and we will need all the strength that we have and that of our friends. As much as anything, that is true also of the South Africa's universities and the scientific work we are doing. I interpreted your intention to bestow this honor on me today as also indicating your readiness to assist our students and their lecturers in their striving for stronger international links and a deepening of cultural exchange between our countries. Fortunately, we live in an age where the ivory towers that universities once were are being transformed into vantage posts for looking into the future. Science and technology are critical to development and industrialization. South Africa is fortunate in having a number of excellent universities where young people are equipping themselves with the capacity to make the best use of knowledge to meet the needs of our people. There is a long tradition of South African students studying in the Netherlands and also here at the University of Leiden. Though once it included those who used their newly gained knowledge in the service of apartheid, that era is behind us. Those who must build the new South Africa and who were previously excluded from the pastures of knowledge have to draw from the well of learning vested in the universities of the Netherlands. But we would like to see a great expansion in this process, and we warmly welcome the initiative in this direction, Rector Magnificus, which you have announced today. A greater exchange of students will be enriching for both our nations. On the one hand, it will contribute to the development of our country and the rebirth of our continent. And on the other, we do believe contact with the young people of my country will enrich and enlarge the insight that your youth has of your history, and I dare say, the multicultural character of your society. Africa has often been called the cradle of humanity because some of the oldest traces of human existence have been found there. But more importantly, the long and difficult history of our continent has never succeeded in destroying our humanity. We do believe that our shared victory over a system whose inhumanity united the world in support of our freedom has been an inspiration to all who dream of a better and more humane world. We believe that our own humble search for reconciliation has renewed faith in the possibility of finding solutions to even the most intractable problems. It is not only given to economists to think in terms of globalization. Those ideas to which human beings give expression in our various cultures and artistic and intellectual interactions are also global realities. I cherish the hope, ladies and gentlemen, that this insight in the university of the world and the need to support and educate one another is an important part of the reason why this son of Africa has received an honorary doctorate from your university. I thank you once again for this special honor, and I undertake, in line with what I have shared with you now, to execute the related responsibility to the best of my ability. I thank you.